recording this video at midnight. Technically it's Thursday, technically it's the match day. I probably won't publish it until 8:30 in the morning. But when I come and do these videos, it's the man cave. It's at the bottom of the garden. And when I come down to the man cave, I have to walk past the shed, which is just on the left-hand side. And as I'm walking, the height of the shed is about there. And as I was walking down to record this video, I've literally dropped my cup of tea outside because there was a cat right there. And I didn't even know until I was right at it. And I looked at it. Oh, my goodness. Well, we both jumped. And I've dropped my cup of tea. And anyway, that's it. Not the best story you ever heard. Frightened the life out of me. I don't know if it's an omen. It's so dark. I don't know because they say a black cat is a lucky cat if it crosses your path. I don't know. I don't know what cat it was. It definitely wasn't a lion or a tiger or anything like that. Anyway. It has no meaning, I'm just telling you, that's what's just happened. Right, first of all, before we start on this game, I just want to wish anybody that's out the game, out in Frankfurt, I hope you have the best time. I mean, you know, our fans are so important to us over there. We hear an awful lot about the Frankfurt fans and everything that they're going to, all the noise they're going to make and how vociferous a support they have in their stadium. As I mentioned, if anybody that reads the comments on my videos regularly will know last week the comment section was full of Frankfurt fans telling us how crap our fans were. You know, I think it's really important that our fans go over there, enjoy themselves, have a nice time. The truth of the matter is, it's actually a bloody lovely place to go, Germany, by the way. A great place to go and have a beer and enjoy yourself before the game. I hope you all stay safe. I hope you enjoy yourselves, and hopefully we come back with a victory. And they're going to try everything they can to make themselves heard in that stadium. That's for sure. In terms of the team, looking at David Moyes' press conference, as just his video, not quite the same sort of demeanour, but there's a determination there. There's a twinkle there. This game is not over. Look, if you're looking at this video as a means to make you less nervous, you're in the wrong place. I'm really, really nervous. I've watched earlier on the Real Madrid and Man City game. I couldn't even just watch that and enjoy it as a game of football, as an isolated game of football. It was actually impossible, as weird as it sounds, for me to watch Manchester City play Real Madrid and disassociate it from the West Ham game. I kept on almost applying everything I was seeing to the West Ham game. It kept on making me think of the West Ham game, I guess because it's a European game and whatnot. So I thought it was obviously a decent game. Not for Man City, who have gone out, of course. But in number one, it made me nervous. Number two, it gave me hope. I don't think Real Madrid thought they were going to go through in that game. I don't think anybody thought Real Madrid were going to go through, but they did go through. Now listen, we ain't as good as Real Madrid, but Frankfurt ain't as good as Man City. We're still in this. And it was really interesting to hear David Moyes talk at his press conference and to hear Jared Bowen speak. Moyes understands this is history from him. I was really pleased to hear him say, when they were asked, one of the journalists asked in a press conference if this was the biggest game in a lot of their people's careers, he pretty much alluded to the fact that it was also a massive night for him as well. He made a lot of comments which I would expect him to make, and which he has been making since he's returned back to West Ham, that he wants European football to be a regular thing at West Ham. He made the point that he was always pretty much in and around Europe when he was with Everton. That much is true. And as I mentioned in videos earlier on in the week, I do think pretty much what we've got with David Moyes is, I think we're almost, as long as he gets a bit of support, David Moyes can get a pretty average team sometimes with one or two good players and make them finish top 8. I think we're on for a top 8 ride with David Moyes. I think that's fair. I think, you know, unfortunately we've had a little sample and got quite close to Champions League football. And we've sort of liked it really, so 8 feels quite crap. But I mean, it's not. We can do this though. We really can. I've got no tactical insight for you. As I say, I can't make you less nervous. But we are we're still, despite everything that's happened, we're in a crappy old run of form. We're still 2 games away from being in the Champions League. It's amazing. It really is. There's a massive, I mentioned this last week when I did when I pulled up the article, the official Bundesliga article, which was, if you remember, it was the 5 reasons Frankfurt are going to beat West Ham. And they were very cocky, very cocksure. I got accused of being disrespectful for bringing it up. Not my article. I didn't write the article. I got accused of being disrespectful for showing the article and laughing at it. I mean, I was just trying to laugh and make a laugh and a joke about it. But they are very cocksure. They're very, very confident. Very confident. The Bundesliga media are. The Bundesliga are. Frankfurt are confident. The owner, the president, is confident. The manager's confident. The fans are really, really confident. They really do have a swagger about them. They really do for this one. And I don't think going into the first leg, we were the underdogs. I think there was a level of expectation, almost from everyone, not just from West Ham fans, possibly even, you heard Sky Sports talk about it. You heard, a lot of the people who commentate and comment on the Premier League. West Ham were favourites. We're not anymore. Frankfurt are favourites. And they're going to find it hard to turn that around, having basically spent the last pretty much 2 weeks, Frankfurt talking us down, and having beaten us and carrying a lead into it. They are. Well, that might just be a little bit more comfortable for us. Because actually, at the Sevilla game, I thought we were the underdogs. Nobody expected West Ham to beat Sevilla. I think after the first leg against Olympique Lyonnais, firstly, we knew that we'd had to play that first leg with 10 men. We conceded a goal we didn't want to concede. We were going away to play a team in their stadium, and we didn't have Aaron Cresswell, who's a major player for us, and we had some injuries as well. We weren't favourites to go through at that point. Olympique Lyonnais were favourites to go through. We won through in that game, just in the same way that we won through once we were behind against Sevilla. We ain't bad when we're written off. Not much of a tactical insight, is it? But we're not bad. I hope the players understand that this is... I know that they understand it's massively important for them. I think there are a few people. I just mentioned Cresswell. Cresswell's one of them. I mentioned it in videos earlier on in the week. Antonio, definitely a few others. This is it. It's basically victory or bust. I was trying to think of a way of not saying. It really is. It really is. There will be some sort of reshaping of the team, but this is massive. This is about tonight. They win tonight. The team keeps going for a little bit with a couple of additions. But it's not just that. This is about being heroes. This is about when you look at some of the older players that won the FA Cup in 1980, that have won trophies with West Ham. They're still lauded. They're still hailed as heroes. Their name will live on forever. And I just think in this club, in West Ham in particular, I'm not saying we're better than any other club, but actually you get remembered and you get legendary status here. You've only got to look at Carlton Cole. You've only got to look at Vaz Tate. People like that. Do a little bit for us, give us a little sniff of glory, and we'll remember you forever. And it's going to be absolutely major for us to do something here. I'm nervous as hell. I don't know what the composition of the team's going to be. David Moyes was talking about Frankfurt. I mean, it's really interesting. He said I didn't really need to know about Frankfurt. I know lots about Frankfurt. I know about their counter-attack. I bet David Moyes, reading between the lines and listening to how he spoke during that press conference, I bet one of the things that's been eating away. I've been trying to work out what's eating away at David Moyes. I bet one of the things that is massively contributing to that is conceding that early goal against Frankfurt. I bet that really annoys him. I bet that annoys him more than their two-headed goals against Arsenal, really. But there's no excuses tonight. There's no excuses at all. Earlier on the season, we played Southampton. David Moyes started saying, well, they had a bigger squad than us, they had more to choose from than us. It's because David Moyes didn't want to invest in any squad players, didn't want to bring in any loan players. He's often complained that Mikel Antonio is just playing up front on his own, like he's got no options. Again, that's his choice. Now, I understand his choice. He wasn't able. He's highlighted two players. One of them, Youssef En-Nesyri, year or two ago, or whatever. Couldn't sign him. Didn't sign him for whatever reason. Okay, we didn't get him. So he has highlighted striker this time. Darwin Núñez. Whatever Benfica said, they wanted the 64 million or whatever it was. We didn't have it. Didn't pay it. Whatever. Anyway, doesn't matter. We didn't get him. But it's still, he didn't have to do that. He could have gone and got a reserve striker. He could have gone and done something. He could have gone and got a lone striker. I mean, let's be fair. Look at someone like Josh King. He's not pulled up loads of trees, but, funny enough, he played really well against us. But he wouldn't have been a bad option to have there as a backup if needed. There were players available, you know, and we could have got him on a free in the summer. So I don't want any excuses. We haven't got a striker. He made the excuses against Arsenal. Oh, we didn't have any tall players. Arsenal scored goals. We didn't have any tall players. Well, you know, you had Diop, who's 6'3" and 6'4" Elise on the bench. It was your choice. Basically, there's a load of stuff David Moyes has been making excuses for that it's his choice. I don't want to hear it. And hopefully we don't need to hear it. This is not fully his team. There are players that will leave in the summer that, and this is why it's a last chance saloon for some. But there's enough of his team in there. And those that aren't his team, players that he didn't choose, have still been in and around David Moyes and his coaching team long enough to understand what they want. I suspect we'll start fast. I suspect we'll start high energy. I suspect we've not seen the last of West Ham. I understand all this talk about us being dead on our feet, and I understand it, and I don't necessarily disagree with it, but all of us aren't. There's no way looking at that team that played Arsenal that you could say that Soufal or Zuma or Rice or Bowen were dead on their feet. They just weren't. Even Cresswell didn't look dead on his feet. Will the others that surround them give the energy and give the impetus? I think they just might. I don't know. I've got a feeling about tonight. I really, really do. It's going to be trouble. You know, it's funny. You know, fast forward to the end of the game and myself and Gio were doing our review. We're either going to be absolutely ecstatic or we're going to be, you know, thoroughly depressed and saying, you know what, it's been a good season. We can still qualify for Europe in the league, and, you know, crikey, I hope we're not saying all that stuff. I hope we're looking forward to a final. That'd be something, wouldn't it?